All right. Good morning, everybody. It's Friday, last Friday of August, right? Ooh, plants and pups and purses. I like that name. Hello. Hi, Brookie Love. Hi, Valerie. Hi, Edith. Hi, Suzette. Hi, Tisha. Haven't seen you in a minute. Good morning, everyone joining on TikTok. I think I'm good to go on YouTube. You can't hear me? Can anyone else on Instagram not hear me? I don't think I did anything. No, you can hear me, right? Okay. Tisha, it's you. Good morning, Anna. Good morning, Becky. I have Priscilla over here. She wants to come in, but I can't let her because she's so disruptive when I'm doing live videos. She just scales all the screens and does a bunch of cat stuff. We love it, but she's going to stay out there for a minute. Hello, Claudia. Hi, Janelle. Hi, Anna. Hi, Caress. Just come on in here, ladies and gents. Come into my office. I honestly woke up with a bit of a headache today, so it could be because I haven't had enough water. So gonna work on that. I have an absolutely stupid story to tell you to start this day off. So, um, last weekend, I went to a store and bought Florida water. And for some reason, obviously I've heard of Florida water. It just never really I never connected with that to even get interested in Florida. I never even smelled it. It wasn't part of my magical things that I do. It just wasn't my vibe. I'd much rather just burn shit, right? But for some reason I was really feeling the Florida water and I smelled it. I was like, oh my God, how have I not had um this experience before. So I just bought some and I've just been fucking Florida watering everything, right? So earlier in this week, I started developing uh itchiness on my palms. Okay. Like itchy, 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 itchy. And then it would spread to in between my fingers and it's itchy red, a little bit of bumps and oh my God. Because the other thing that happened was last week I decided to stop eating sugar and processed carbohydrates and processed food. So maybe this is my body detoxing through my palms, right? So I'm itchy as fuck all week, right? And yesterday morning yesterday morning, as I'm getting ready to go to work, I'm pouring Florida water onto my palms, going like this and doing like this. And I was like, oh, do you think it could be the perfume that I'm literally pouring on to where I'm itchy? That could be giving me the problem. It's just so ridiculous because I'm like, oh, detoxing through my palms. It's like, no, bitch, you're just pouring perfume onto your palms and it's not working for your skin. So, um, that's what I did. I have a spray topper for it now, so I can spray it everywhere like a normal person. It's fine. So I'm still itchy, but it's getting better. Obviously it's gonna continue to get better as I stop doing that. So just over here learning all things. And what else? Hi Lisa. What else? Yeah, you had to define that, Suzette. These days. There was something else I wanted to tell you too. I feel like I haven't seen you guys all week. Well, I mean, I saw some members on Wednesday night, so that was good. But it's weird not starting my week with coffee and magic. It's gonna be something. This week has been really great and exhausting. And I've been my time management is like butting up against my inability to know what day it is and what time it is. And so I'm really having to figure that out in a quick way, because, like, on Tuesday, I thought my class started at 7, but it actually started at 5. And that wasn't great for me. So I'm just kind of like, you know, getting back into the swing of things. And it's exhausting to like kind of be in an office for hours and hours and hours. Like, the way that my internship works is basically I'll be in sessions back to back, for like 4 hours at a time. So I'm just kind of like, but it's good. I'm so glad to be back. I'm feeling really affirmed in my choices. It's been a really wild summer over here as far as like just figuring out what I'm doing in life and feeling a little scared about it, but I'm feeling good. And see this picture here? And I'm almost done, which is so crazy. Like, I have basically two more this semester and one more semester of internships and I'm done. So how did that happen, right? It took me so long to start because I was like, oh, it's gonna take forever. And it really doesn't. So I'm really excited. Really, really excited. Hi, Yvonne. Christine says, I used to have nightmares about missing class years after college. Yeah, like, I don't like to show up like late to anything ever, but like certainly like what the hell, right? Mm. I also have some other questions for you for those of you with like adolescent kids, teenagers, that kind of thing. We had some behavior issues that really seem to have like we're okay now, which is great. But I'm just curious, like, does anybody's kid flush the toilet? Like, does that become something that they eventually listen to you about and like become part of their routine? Because now I'm like even concerned, like, do you wash your hands? Because um, I don't know. Like, I feel like flushing the toilet after you take a dump is like so basic, and I I'm in that space now where it's like I need this to stop, but also I have to protect my peace and like I don't know if I can keep getting upset about this, but I would really like it to change. So what I've started to do is just like pausing the internet on their devices and just like not really saying much at all, because um it's just very stressful, and I'm very thankful that I have more than one bathroom in my home. Um, but still, they do. They do have like so. Well, so I moved from like a pretty big house into a much, much, much smaller. Um, I don't know what you call this kind of house. The ones that were popular in the 50s, one level ones. But this particular model, whoever lived here before me put a bathroom in the basement and put a little tiny range. Yeah, put a little bathroom in the primary bedroom. So most people have like one bathroom in these houses around here, but I have three. Okay. So in the basement, there is a bathroom, and one of my kids uses that bathroom almost exclusively, but the other one does not. The other one uses the upstairs bathroom, which is, the one where guests would use. You know what I mean? So and the one who uses the upstairs one is the one that like literally can't ever flush a turd. Will not, So it's just very frustrating because I'm like, you just can't do that. Like, bleh, you know? So yeah, we're working on it. And I don't know. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure ways that I don't lose my mind because I don't think it's really bothering them at all. Like, I don't even think it really registers when I'm upset about it. And I read an article not that long ago that I couldn't tell if it was like real or fake, but it was like a study that says that like teenage boys like stop hearing the voice of their mother or something. Like they stop like comprehending it. And I'm like, sounds like it was written by a teenage boy, by the way. But like, I'm like, that feels like what's happening here because like what is wrong with you? Ew, you know? Yvonne says, no, my daughter is 20. She said she was told when she was younger not to waste water, so she waits to flush after a few goes. Here's the thing. I would love also to not waste water. It's pretty expensive where I live. We have to pay for water, and it is an insane, like, I spend like $200 a month on water. Um, However, when you leave like pee in the toilet, it emits a smell of urine. And if you do that like more than like once, like that's really, really disgusting. And I don't want that smell in my house, you know? You know. I don't have to tell you. I don't have to convince you. Yeah, and that's the thing with the consequences. Like I do give them a consequence. And um so far it hasn't translated to different behavior. They just kind of handle the consequence and then we move on. Like it's really weird. But the internet thing is probably the most effective consequence that I put into action, just like shutting off internet because they can't get on Fortnite and stream it with their friends on a phone. Like they don't like that. Hmm. So anyway, that's what we're doing over here. But school starts on Tuesday. Janelle said they had to wait until my son met a girl before he cared. Yeah, that is what happened with like deodorant and stuff over here. So it tracks. All right, well, let's get to the things we're doing, which is coffee and magic. I'm really interested to see what the vibes are today because the vibes are wild. We're coming out of this retrograde that I don't think left anyone untouched, right? But I would say, and I was telling this to my normalized magic friends on Wednesday night. How dare you call me? I'm going back. Just kind of noticed, like, yeah, retrograde probably brought up some things, but retrograde probably brought up some things that are going to be very helpful for you as we move through the rest of this year to address, to fine tune, tweak, whatever it is. Like, I imagine that this period of time was actually very helpful for you once you get over whatever happened. You know what I mean? And it's mostly, I mean, at least for me, like, I'm okay. Other people seem to have like lost their minds up, left, right, down, all over the place um, this past month. So August was the time. I'm going to give you three things this morning, and they're going to be, they're going to be different waters because that's what I'm doing today. So the first one, if you're new to Coffee Magic, also welcome. I'm going to give you those three things that will correspond with your card pull. The first one is rose water. Rose water, Florida water, and lilac water, not toilet water. Okay. So rose water, Florida water, and lilac water. What water are you feeling this morning? And I'm drinking a little bit of water. So rose water, Florida water, and lilac water. Does lilac water exist? I don't know, but I bet I would like it. Hi, Christine. Oh, it does exist? Ooh. I'm gonna have to go find some. Tisha says it does exist. Okay. Claudia, you may have missed it, but I was telling everybody that I had developed this like crazy rash on my palms, and I was thinking I was like detoxing through my palms, but it was actually that I was pouring Florida water into my palms all week long, and I'm allergic to that on my palms. So, all right, tell me when you're ready for rose water. That was snappy. What's this card? Oh, interesting. All of them. Okay. All right. Well, are you ready? I have your rose water. Again, your choices are rose water, Florida water, and lilac water. And thank you, Claudia. You are special too. We're all special together. All right, so here you go. This is your rose water. Birth and rebirth, partnership, and love. How interesting for the rose water. So this is, and you may have noticed, I'm always very careful whenever this partnership, lovey-dovey stuff comes up that I'm not like, this is a romantic relationship, right? Like you will note, I rarely say that for good reason. But today, this is about a romantic relationship. There's no way for me to spin that differently. I'm really feeling that vibe from this card pull. So there is a possibility, my rosewater friends, for an infusion of life into an existing romantic relationship, okay, or a partnership. When I say romantic, I what I mean is like this isn't a friendship. I don't think this is like an actual like, you know what I mean, like so there is an opportunity for a rekindling, a reconnection, a revival, right? Um, in the sphere of partnerships. And of course, it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship because this kind of energy is available to us in our friendships, but not all friendships, right? Like, have you ever had those friendships with people where it's like, we were bumping, will we be married? You know what I mean? Like that kind of a vibe. That's the energy of whatever this is. So whatever that translates to the model of life you subscribe to, that's what this is. Um, so just FYI. Um, the reason that this opportunity is here, though, is because both parties will have gone through some sort of a birth rebirth process recently. Okay. So there's that. So that is your rose water. I'm not going to add any other exposition to this because it just feels like it's none of my business. So that's what I'm handing over to you, and you just do what you will with that. So that is your rose water. There's a fucking mosquito in here, I swear. And I'm shuffling for Florida water. Uh-oh, what's going on, Tisha? Did you choose rose water? I didn't think you did. All right, shuffling for Florida water. Your choices this morning are rose water, Florida water, and lilac water. The water you choose corresponds with um, the cards. Okay. Because if it's like getting back together with a dumb boy, my vote is always going to be no. And that's not my intuitive energy opinion. That's my Sarah opinion. No, absolutely not. Oh, go get a hobby. Burn some money. Anything else. Leave a turd in the toilet. It'll be like he's back, right? Okay. Tell me when you're ready for Florida water. Hmm. A very different vibe on this one. All right. So for Florida water, here's what we have: perception, protection, and the king. So, my Florida water friends, You are in a space of a decision making moment now. Okay. And this is important for you right now because a lot of information has made itself known to you over retrograde. And it's one of those things where what you learned, I don't think is a surprise to you. I don't think like it's the first time you heard it, you know what I mean? But it came back again because you ignored it or you gave it a spin that made it okay for you. Do you know what I'm saying? Like when you identify something problematic in your life and you're not ready to let go of it, your brain will figure out a delightfully clever way to spin it into a different tune, right? A different perception of it so that it can still stay, so that it can still fit into your life. And if that's what you keep doing, eventually, as energy shifts, it will show itself again because it's not, doesn't actually fit, right? It's a mask that you've created for it to fit in. So, retrograde probably showed you a few of those places, right? And decision time is coming up, which is probably feeling a little bit like, whoa, whoa, right? You're like, whoa, 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 I don't want to. Even you don't have to. This is just, remember, I've said this probably not enough. This is this is not a judgment on what you should or shouldn't do. This is the weather, guys, right? This is your energetic weather. So this is up for grabs. If you choose not to like do this stuff, then don't. Like, you know what I mean? Like whatever. Like, but this is available to you. This energy is available for you. This is the ride that is here that you could jump on and sail on. Anyhow, back to this. There's a decision that needs to be made. And honestly, at this point, like, not to be a bitch, but are you serious? Like, right? What else do you need? Like, what else do you need? And I think I'm asking that literally. What else do you need to see? So, a decision has to be made this week about something. You'll notice that nowhere here is like the death card. It's not the letting go card. It's not the forgiveness card. Hi, Billy. It's not any of those things. And why do you think that is? It's because that's not what this story is about anymore. It's about how you decide to perceive this situation. Your decision. If you spin it again, you spin it again. But you are the one who decides what this means for you. And you are the one who has to put up the boundaries to preserve whatever that is that you are deciding to see it as. Okay. So that's kind of what this decision is. Like, how am I going to see this now? What boundaries will I then put up into place to keep that alive for me? One second, Billy has to go to the bathroom. Come on. Everybody's on their ish today. All right. So that was Florida water. And next will be lilac water. I don't know what's wrong with Billy. He's been weird. Like I heard him like kind of scream the other day, like ah! Like that. Um, but I didn't find any injury on him. I cut his nails and everything, but he's just been acting really strange. He's pooping and eating and everything, but he's really acting weird. So hopefully he's okay and it's just something that passes, but always something with somebody. Christine says I wouldn't trade mine for a lilac. Oh. Bold choice when you haven't seen what lilac is yet, right? Ah. Okay, let me let him in now before he interrupts me. Like a bus station. All right. Back. Ready? Hi, Bailey. Hi, Bailey. Ooh, you're so crazy. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? I can't tell. Speak to me. Okay. All right. Here is your lilac water. We have the novice, the fire fairy, and the wind fairy. What an interesting bunch of cards today, I have to say, because like each one is so different from the other. Like all waters have totally different energy. Sometimes that's not the case, you know what I mean? But not today. So, novice, fire fairy, wind fairy. Starting a new thing, right? Novice is always that starting a new thing and remembering that you don't have muscle memory necessarily in this new endeavor, right? So it's going to feel a little bit awkward at times. You're going to maybe like doubt yourself or whatever, but just a little wobbly on your little colt leg, like that, right? But just let yourself wobble. Remember that. Do the wobble like this. And then eventually you'll find your spot, right? So, new way of doing things is now. A new job, a new vibe, a new outlook on life, a new way of interacting with the energy, new, 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 new. You also have the fire fairy and the wind fairy. And just elemental wise, like if you think about wind and fire coming together, that could be pretty wild, you know? Think of a fire tornado, right? So is it that? Is this a fire tornado? Or is it a gentle breeze that helps the bonfire keep going? Or is it a non gentle breeze that takes the bonfire and goes whoosh and creates a forest fire? I don't know. Like, what are you feeling? Like, is this a destructive energy? Is it a cleansing energy? Like, it really depends on, again, your perception of this. But you have this energy um, kind of like available to you, I want to say, as you start this new endeavor. So that means you have a lot of energy available to you. And it means that this energy in its like raw form is neither good nor bad. It's just powerful. You are the one who decides how to use these tools. And these tools exist in your mind and in your heart. Okay. So we're mind and heart connecting right here because it's your thoughts, right, that actually then shape your reality based off of how you feel. And remember, we're inputting information, like we're getting our channeling through this area now, not this way. So we're kind of doing this. It coming through the heart, feel, and then into the brain, reprogramming. Okay. So big energy, my lilac friends, because you're starting something new and you're doing things differently and you have a lot of raw power at your disposal. And it's not really a warning. It's just more like, hey, you could burn this shit down or you could create the most amazing thing that ever happened. And I will add, just because sometimes the greatest thing that ever happened is burning it all down. Okay. So that is your coffee and magic for this morning, this last Friday of August, which is so crazy. We are just blowing through this summer. September will be with us on like what? Monday? Sunday? 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 Um, and that's crazy to me. Really crazy to me. But I'm ready for it. Are you ready for it? I think so. So, anyhow, I love you. I'm glad to be back here with you on this Friday. I'm glad I'm going to still be able to do Fridays with you. And for those of you who are on the list for the Coffee and Magic members, on the first, which is Sunday, just figure that out. I will be taking some time to make sure you get your cards on Sunday so you can start the week out with some September energy. And that is that. So I love you. Have a fabulous weekend. For those of you in the central Pennsylvania area, that heat wave is pausing for a minute. It's going to be kind of cold and it's going to be great. So enjoy this weekend. Um, and yeah, if you would like to donate to Coffee Magic, you can do that on my website or through the link in my bios on Instagram or TikTok. Mwah! Mwah! See you next week.